On July 2nd, the best basketball players on earth were handed a ballot and asked one question: who are the best guards in this league? They put Caitlin Clark 11th. Not 11th in the league, 11th at her own position. 21 days later, a video game company gave her a global cover no WNBA player has ever had. Alone. In between, she did something nobody in this league's history had ever done. Then missed 11 of 17 shots on the biggest night of the season. Same player, 23 days, 4 scoreboards, and they do not agree. One is a vote, one is a box score, one is a company spending real money, one is a bad night everybody watched. Here is what happened, day by day, and by the end you have to pick which scoreboard you actually believe.
July 2nd. The league announces its all-star starters, and buried in the arithmetic is the number that will follow her all summer. The vote is weighted, fans 50%, media 25%, the players themselves 25%. The fans put Clark second among guards, 670,000 ballots with her name on them. The media put her third, her fellow professionals put her 11th. Now, before anyone reaches for the word jealousy, hear the case, because there is one. Paige Bueckers pulled over 1 million fan votes and topped every category. Olivia Miles, Kelsey Mitchell, Ryan Howard, Sonia Citron. Those are not filler names. Those are guards having enormous seasons. And players do not vote for who sells jerseys. They vote for who they hate guarding. The charge was specific, that the noise around her had outgrown the numbers underneath her. What happened next took 23 days. July 17th.
Indiana, in Seattle. For 3 quarters, this is an ordinary basketball game. Then it stops being one. Clark finishes with 45 points, a franchise record, and 10 assists. Put those 2 numbers next to each other, and you get something this league had never printed in its entire history. The first 40-point, 10-assist game anyone has ever had in the WNBA. Not the first this season, the first ever. Indiana wins it 110-107. So she did not pad a blowout. She decided a shootout. And Kelsey Mitchell, one of the guards ranked above her, scored 30 in the same game. First teammates in league history to go 40 and 30 on one night. Somewhere in there, Clark also became the fastest player ever to 200 career three-pointers. 74 games. 15 days after the ballot.
July 21st.
The league office does the arithmetic and names her Eastern Conference Player of the Week, the second time this season. 75 points across the week, 25 a game, 4th in the WNBA, 7.6 assists, 3rd. And the line that matters more than either, Indiana is 16-10, sitting first in the Eastern Conference, because there is an easy way to wave off a 45-point night. Call it a hot shooter on a loud Friday. Volume, not value. This is the week that closes that door. 2 of the 3 numbers that decide basketball games, top 4 in the league, on a team in first place. That is not a highlight. That is a job being done. 19 days after 11th.
July 23rd.
And here the story stops being about basketball. 2K announces the cover athletes for NBA 2K27, Victor Wembanyama, Derrick Rose, and on the Deluxe Edition, the global one, the premium one, the box that ships to every country the game sells in, Caitlin Clark, on her own. Understand why that word matters. The WNBA has had 2K covers before. Candace Parker, Sabrina Ionescu, Aja Wilson, Angel Reese. Every one of those was a WNBA branded edition, a separate box, for an audience that already cared. This is the first time a WNBA player has ever carried her own global cover of the main game. Clark's line was that women's basketball gets to show up on that stage too. And here is the part people skip. A peer ballot costs nothing. This costs money. Licensing, marketing, print runs, a September 4th ship date. 21 days after her own league ranked her 11th, the market ranked her first.
July 25th.
Chicago. The United Center. 19,783 people, an all-star record, and for about 4 minutes it looks scripted. Clark opens by burying 3 straight from near the logo. Then the shots stop falling. 6 of 17. 5 of 15 from 3. 17 points on the one night the entire country is watching. Her team wins, 129-122, and the most valuable player is Jonquel Jones. 22 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists. Not Clark. Now, if I only wanted to defend her, I would leave this chapter out. I am not going to, because the players who ranked her 11th watched this game too, and a cold night in front of the largest crowd this event has ever drawn is exactly the evidence they would point at. The honest version of this story carries both. So which scoreboard is telling the truth? Start with the detail almost nobody reported. Less than half the league's players submitted a ballot at all. That 11th place is not the considered verdict of every professional in the WNBA. It is the verdict of the ones who bothered to vote. That does not make it a lie. It makes it a far smaller sample than the internet has been treating it as. But here is the harder part, and it cuts against the easy defense too. These scoreboards are not in conflict because they are not measuring the same thing. The peer vote measures who is hardest to play against right now. The box score measures what happened on one particular night. The cover measures who moves human beings. A player can genuinely be the 11th toughest guard to defend and the most valuable person in the sport. Both sentences can be true at once. That is exactly why this argument will not die. 23 days. One ballot that said 11th. One night that had never happened before in the history of this league. One player of the week. One global cover no woman had ever been handed alone. And one 6 for 17 in front of the largest all-star crowd ever counted. Every one of those is real. Not one cancels out the others. So here is what I want from you, and be specific. Because she's the greatest ever and she's overrated are both lazy. Pick the scoreboard you trust, peer vote, box score, or the money. Then tell me why the other two are wrong. On September 4th, that cover ships with her face on it. Next summer, the players vote again. Only one of those two is a receipt. Subscribe. And we grade this argument on camera the day that game drops.